Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday, wherever you are. 6 o'clock in 2 minutes. Workout, Coreburn workout is in the description. It's my first comment there. I'll demo those for you all in 3 minutes, and we can do our thing. Everybody, hang tight. Workout coming up. 3 minutes. Hope everyone's active, able to get some movement done, get some sun, take some breaths. It's good for you. It's good for us. Today, just like if you were with us with me last time, my intention on last Thursday was to do interval, 50 on, 10 off, I believe. And I wasn't successful because I didn't have a timer. But today I managed to get a timer. I had one somewhere in the house, so this is my kitchen timer. It hadn't been used well. So 50 seconds on the clock. Today I'm going to go through those. If you don't like intervals, pick a number of exercises to do. Number of repetitions to do. 15, 10, 20. Play with pace of your movement. It helps a lot when trying to create a workout or find more challenge, or if you need to make it easier. Pace is really important, and in strength, time under tension, so the longer we make that movement, the more value we can get out of that exercise. So today's list is posterior pelvic tilt, 5 repetitions of 5-second holds, 2 counts. So left, right is 1. Scissor kicks, so that's going to be left and right. And then we have some cocoons. I'll distinguish that from lemon squeezers. And we got some leg whips and some dead bugs in the first half. We'll do another isometric ab contraction, 5 reps of 5-second holds, some grasshoppers, some bird dogs, heel touches, side to side, and some twists. If in the description of those exercises, if you see L/R, that means left, right. That means I want you to do the interval on the left side and the right side before you move on. Interval includes repetitions. So please make sure that you are adapting the workout for the challenge you require. And if anything is too hard, find a way to make it easier by repetition, by how fast you move. Make it work for you. Your agency is really important here. So I'm going to tilt this down and we shall begin. All right. You need today a weight. As much as possible, I want to hold the bottle. I'm going to try to hold this above me if I'm lying down. If I'm not lying down, then I'm just going to keep moving. Without it, there's water in here. So by the end of my workout, this should be a little bit lighter if I need water. Otherwise, it stays relatively heavy. And we'll go from there. So 5-second posterior pelvic tilt. Let me just go through scissor kicks. Scissor kicks are left and right, as opposed to flutter kicks, which are up and down. You want to try to stay at the same height off the ground, and as you rotate or alternate sides halfway through the count, try to switch which foot leads. So you will do one of these and then rotate. And that's 2 counts, so left then right counts as 1. So that's going to be one set. We'll do cocoons. Cocoons are bringing your knees into your chest with your back staying flat. So from here, we're going to go out and then in. So notice I do clear the ground a little bit, but I'm not coming up. And it's not momentum. It's knees in to create tension on the tops of your legs or your quads. Make sure, as a reminder, always work on control, not momentum. At first you may use momentum, but continue to build on that control to get the most out of your muscles at any given time. Leg whip, you're going to go into hook lying position. Hip lying is on your back with your knees bent. So you're going to extend one leg outwards. And please, 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 especially since you're flat here, and you should be able to, in theory, be able to extend and straighten that leg out. So I want you to put that leg out, hover over the ground. You're going to go sideways. Try to maintain the same height over the floor. And so from straight down below you, you're going to go out just before 45 degrees. And you should feel the tension in the top of your leg there. And then we will finish, so that's left and right, we will finish with a dead bug. So dead bug is still on your back. So with our 90-degree position through our hips and through our knees, arms straight up. So this is where I'll hold the weight, and you'll see that in a moment, where you're going to extend your leg out. So straight, a couple inches off the ground. So this is my left leg, or this is one side. My opposite arm is going to go in front of me, and I can keep my head down to create a little bit more challenge. I can tuck, but I don't want you to feel like you're using your neck to do all the work there, okay? Don't over-engage your neck. So opposite sides, come back in, opposite sides. Come back in, opposite sides. Sorry, trying to do two things at once. Hands stay up, only one moves. So this leg's gonna go out, this arm's gonna go up. There we go, that's it. Okay, we're gonna do that. And then you get a water break. So let's get started. 50 seconds on the clock. When I need it, we're going to start with pelvic tilts. So here we go. You're going to rotate the top of your hips down, push down into the floor through your lumbar spine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Create that pressure here, and then release. You can take a couple seconds, and you're going to move into the same movement again. This is number 2, and go. 1. Create that tension here, and you're going to release. So if you haven't heard these before, our goal is to take that curvature out of our spine and use our muscles to engage and support. So we're going to rotate down. Make sure you're breathing. That's 4. We'll do one more. Shoulders stay contacting, hips are contacting, feet are contacting. When you rotate your hip, the tops of your hips down, your hips, the top of your hips or your pelvis will roll backwards. This is our last one. Push down really, really well. We use a pelvic tilt when we move our legs on our back. This helps us avoid having to pad under. It's really valuable to create more strength and tension. So we're going to go into these scissor kicks. So 50 seconds, one if you're counting, but let's just move through. Get some space. All right, here we go. Legs up, alternate sides. I like to create as much tension in my legs. So sometimes I think ballet when I do this, and I think if I was standing up here and I was creating I was jumping in the air basically, I would push off my toes. I'd push and point my toes. I create tension with the upper body there. I will do that now. Sometimes I don't feel like I can tolerate it. But if you're able to and you like the challenge, do that. So about 6 seconds left. I swapped a little bit late. And that is our scissor kicks. So scissor kicks. We're going to go into cocoons next. 50 seconds on the clock. Cocoon. 3, 2, 1, and up. So I want to hold my weight above me here. And I want to try to hold that in the same position. Does it matter to me where you hold the weight or how you hold the weight? No. The easiest is without a weight. The middle one is the way I'm holding it. And if you need more upper engagement in your abs, hold it off the ground above your head. I've been running a lot lately, so core has been really, really important for me to create stability as I push forward or dodge trees, obstacles, the random brown spot on the ground. That's my cocoon. And we'll go into leg whips. Core is very important no matter what you do, even if you're just standing up, standing tall. So, hook line position, our leg whip is hovering one foot, and extending sideways, keeping that foot, or that heel, sorry, over the ground. And I want you to create tension through your hamstring by bringing those toes up to the top of your head. If you get a cramp, just release it a little bit and bend your knee to take that out. Here we go, right side for me first. We're gonna move outwards. Breathe. If your heart rate is high, that's good, not a problem. But try to get some control there. We need to exert control as much as we can and not let our body get overworked. We have choices in our fitness. So I've learned a lot about my cadence in running. And when my heart rate goes too high, I can't perform good technique. So I encourage that lesson from my running into our workout here. Bring your heart rate down through breathing and control. That's the right side. Let's switch sides. Welcome if you're joining us now. Welcome to Coreburn. Hi, I'm Miguel. 50 seconds, opposite side. My lunch was on my shirt. Whoops. 50 seconds. So normally I'm trying to talk to you here. My head would be down so that I can focus on my movement. This one in particular, this left side, is hard for me to control. I'm right-handed, and I think that has something to do with my left side control. But since it's not natural, I practice it a little bit more, and I need to give a little bit more thought and effort to it. So I'm gonna go quiet for the next 20 seconds as I focus on keeping tension through here and consistent height over the ground with my heel. Breathing. And then finishing that one. All right, so that puts us into Deadbug right before our water break. And we're just a little bit ahead of schedule. So for my Deadbug, I'm gonna do both sides for 50 seconds. So we'll just actually double up our time here. I'll run the timer twice. Deadbug here and opposite side. If you have something small enough that you can hold, oh look, I have a water bottle. You can go one side switch at the top, and I'll show you that in just a second. That might be useful because this big guy, I won't be able to switch in time. So I'll show you with a lighter weight, but demonstration purposes. So up, opposite, switch sides, 2. We're going to do this for double the count. My bottle is semi-full from my workout this morning, or my bike ride this morning. So it's like shaking. So shake weight. Shake weight. So silly. Got confused. Opposite sides. And if you think about your movement here, we're going to go into just directly into another one. I hope you're thinking about the way you move and being aware of what your body does. Breathing out, focusing on diaphragm control. I know my body needs a lot of oxygen to perform, so I do very focused control work in my breath, and it has paid off in all of my running and cardio adventures. Get some water. We're going to go into the second half of our core workout today. We are going to do our isometric ab contraction, grasshoppers, I'll show you that, bird dogs, heel touches, and we'll finish with 2 sets or 2 intervals of twists. I will definitely use my weight for that. For the grasshoppers, we're going to be facing down. Our bird dogs are going to be facing down. And our heel touches will be hard to use a weight. But if you can figure out how to do or how to use that, kudos to you. Isometric ab contraction. We are just creating tension in our abs, reminding us in the middle of our workout. Normally my workouts are a little bit longer, so or there's more movements at this point already. So I just want to always bring that awareness into, I want to bring that awareness back into the workout, right in the middle, so we can double our effort and pay attention to that as we finish up. So all we're trying to do for this isometric ab contraction is back into hook lying. By the way, if you were with me last week, I'm wearing brighter socks so you can see what I'm doing with my feet this time. But for this ab contraction, we're not rotating our pelvis. We are just creating tension around the belly button to flex. If you rotate or tilt, if you tilt down a little bit, that may happen, but that's not your objective. So be aware of what your intention is as you move or ask your body to make a movement. So 5 seconds on our clock here. 5 second hold, 5 times. 3, 2, 1. Tilting is not what we're going after. We are just creating tension. Just creating tension. Reset that one. Flex. Figure out what your body likes to do. When you create, when your brain tells your body to contract a muscle, you are doing something. That is not by accident. Your brain, you are deciding, I want to do this. So be aware of what you're trying to do, and you'll have a better result from that request from your brain. Number 3. Good. Number 4 coming up real fast. 4. Breathe. While you flex, breathe. Good. I need a big breath there. Down and contract. Hope you're breathing. I lost count. I think that was 4, maybe 5. We're going to do another one just in case. Tension's all on top, all on top. Whereas when you pelvic tilt, you'll feel it more on the back side. So these are in front, and the first movement we did today is on the back side. So last one, because I didn't keep track, flex, tension, 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 right here. Great. So we're going to go into grasshoppers. Grasshoppers, they look a lot like mountain climbers, but they are not. Besides, grasshoppers. So in quadruped, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 points of contact to the ground. Try to make sure you always return your knees back to the same spot where you were before. Sometimes we'll have a tendency to get narrower and narrower as we move. We want to keep support with our knee underneath our hip. I'm a little bit wide in this shot, but I'm trying to control that. And for our back, we want to create tension so that we are not arching down or creating an arch for something to pass underneath. Straight, flat back, tabletop, whatever cue works for you, do that. So for this grasshopper, what we want to do is bring our selves off the ground into a nice, solid, straight plank. Our knee's going to come up. We're going to rotate under, and then we're going to push our leg out, trying to be parallel with the floor. So on the other side, knee in. We're going to rotate our hips, try to minimize our upper body rotation, and we're going to stick our leg out. I'm not so good about rotation. It's a little tight in my upper body, but ideally, we get parallel to the floor. If you can't get parallel to the floor, that's okay. Do what you can. Try to bring it up. Just don't get a cramp. Don't hurt yourself. The most important thing is consistency and creating a pattern for your body to follow. So we're going to do that for 50 seconds with at least 10-second break. Here we go. Sorry, I said quadruped before, but I got confused with my cues. We want to be in plank here. We're going to do just this on both sides for the 50 seconds. If you're at home, you're welcome to do 2 sets of this for each side. Basically, this is a short plank, but we're creating tension, asking our body to be able to do a little bit more than just a static plank. I know for me, this gets tiring, so I take a break. And I only have 5 seconds, so I try to do a couple more. I'll do one more to finish. So I'm symmetrical. That's important. If there's anything you do on 2 sides, you want to create symmetry. You don't want to do 9 on one side and 10 on the other, or 15 on one side and 12 on the other. Try to even it out, okay? So from there, grasshopper, we're going to go into bird dogs. So bird dog, this is what I was going for with that quadruped. Bird dog, sideways. Bird dog is quadruped, and we're going to go just like our dead bugs before, one leg back, one leg forward, or one limb forward. I'm pointing my hand forward, and my foot on the back looks like this. Yeah. So I want to create tension. So when I finish this movement, I ideally want to create a flat back. So if you can maintain pelvic tilt here, it's a lot more challenging, but in the long run, it'll pay off. A couple times a week, you can do this, or focusing on that pelvic tilt in the movement will help your body get more used to it. So we're going to do our interval. with the dead bugs. I'm going to do 2 sets here. You're welcome to take a break during my second one. Here we go. So quadruped, going to try to return to the same side, reaching back behind me, reaching forward in front of me, straight line as best as I can. Again, I typically like to use a mirror when I work out, not to become overly aware of my movement, but I need to make sure that I'm lined up in the right way. Notice I'm trying to create stability, keeping my shoulders square, keeping my hips square. I'm not opening up, trying to keep that front facing down. And I'm reaching forward and back. Talking while working out is challenging. Make sure you get those breaths in. We're going to go right into the next one. This is when you might want to take a break. Take that break. Do not let your low back sink under, and don't create a bowl. This is not our goal here, okay? Try to create that. Straight line through. If you notice, I'm keeping my toes tucked under me so that I have tension in my lower legs. I want tension everywhere so I have support. I'm not thinking about it too much. I just want to make sure my body's engaging, right? I hope you're able to engage. All right, a couple more left here. We're going to do some heel touches and then 2 sets of twists. So heel touch. We're going to go into, let me get water. I forgot to take a break. Because I had to walk us through our movements. Here, well, I want to do some heel touches. So I'm going to go flat to my back. And these are side bends, basically. I'm pivoting off my low back. I don't want to over-engage my neck. So if you tend to do this and hold this and it's tired, just relax. Bring your nose pointing to the ceiling a little bit more, and you'll have a lot more stability throughout the neck. So use that information if it helps. We're just going to do some side bends. If you're watching and you need a different visual, if I'm lying back, I'm doing this, reaching for my heel. I actually want you to reach for your the arch of your foot or the middle of your foot to get as much of that range of motion. We want to go as far as we can in the range. We'll be stronger through that middle section so much more. If you stop short in your range of motion, you don't maximize that force production. So go through your full ranges of motion. Here we go for our heel touches. And go. Pivoting off here, reaching as far as I can, finding my pace. Breathing is really important, especially for here. I feel like this is forever already. This might be easy for you. Better than me. Wow, that was only 40 seconds. So I need a little bit more work in my side. And by work, I mean pay attention to it a little bit more. Whew. How's it going? And then we're going to go into twists. So twists. What I would like to do is hold my weight, hold the weight. It doesn't even have to be heavy. This is actually lighter than my water bottle. So what do I want to do here? I want to rotate, touch down. Ideally, I said it last time, I want my opposite side to touch down. So this makes it a little bit more challenging with a larger weight. So I'm going to use my timer just to illustrate full range of motion, right? That's the hard thing. We have to manage the space that we work with or what we have at our disposal. I want to, as best as possible, touch my opposite hand over to the other side to touch down. So if you're ready, I'm ready. We're going to do 2 intervals of this of 50 seconds. I'm going to keep my feet up, and here we go. So side touch, opposite, touch. Need to add weight, touch, 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 touch. I'm breathing here. I'm trying to keep my chest up. If you notice, I don't want to keep my back curled like this. I don't want the arch. I want to create support through my low back. I hope you're still moving. Nice tall posture as best as you can. Bring that chest forward. So I just figured out that maybe I can go side to side and hold as I go through. But that's not ideal because my weight doesn't go through all the way. So if you have ankle weights, that might be good. We're going to go right into the next one. Tops of my legs are fried. So fight. We are at the end of our workout. After this, you get to lie back and chill in corpse pose. Ooh, almost made it through that. But while we can work as hard as you can, bringing that effort now, it'll be worth it later. You put in what you get out. 8 seconds for me. Oh, come on, legs. Oh boy. And that is today's Coreburn. I'm going to hang out for a little bit. If there's any questions, hit me up in the comments. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for joining us in our attempt to keep you busy. Take your deep breaths, get some sun, get some fresh air. Don't forget to say hello to those people important to you. And I will be here next week, Thursday at 6, I think. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be here Thursday next week. See you then. Bye now.